Good morning, all of you. Today, I am going to explain regarding of the cloud computing topic. It is very helpful to the present society, and the cloud computing is a virtualization based technology that allows us to create, configure, and customize applications via an internet connection. The cloud technology includes a development platform, hard disk, software applications, and database. Is the cloud. Okay. Next tutorial. What are the advantages of the cloud computing? That giving the data security, backup and restore the data, improving collaboration, excellent accessibility, low maintenance cost, mobility, services and pay per use, unlimited storage capacity. These are all the advantages of the cloud computing. I want to explain in a clear cut way of the single each and every definition. Backup and restore the data. What is backup? Suppose you are seeing a movie in a mobile. You have to store the particular movie in a mobile. If the space is not sufficient in the mobile, you have to store that particular movie in the cloud. That is the one type of facility. And improve the collaboration. The cloud application improves collaboration by allowing group of people to quickly and easily share the information in the cloud via shared storage. The cloud can access to anywhere, to anyone, to any time. That means we can access the data from anywhere, anytime. Any person can access the shared data through the cloud technology. Excellent accessibility. The cloud allows us to quickly, easily access and store information anywhere, anytime in the world using an internet connection. An internet cloud infrastructure increases the organization productivity, efficiency by ensuring that our data is always accessible. That means without internet connection we cannot access the data. There is a major disadvantage for this cloud technology. Through internet connection only we can access the data. Low maintenance cost. The cloud computing reduces both hardware and software maintenance cost for the organizations. Every organization maintaining hardware and software components for creating a wonderful applications in different organizations. For this, the cloud providing the hardware and software facilities to the different organizations. Mobility. What do you mean by mobility? We can by using mobile also we can access the cloud data. That is the statement given. The cloud computing allows us to easily access all cloud data via mobile. Through mobile also we can access the cloud data. Unlimited storage capacity. The cloud offers us a huge amount of storage capacity for storing our important data such as documents, images, audio, video, etc. in one place. Unlimited storage. For mobile we having a limited storage. For a personal computer we having a limited storage. For our any organization only limited. Beyond that means we are accessing the huge amount of data we cannot store within the organization. We can store the number of organizations data in a cloud storage. Okay, data security. Data security is the one of the biggest advantage of cloud computing. Cloud offers many advanced features related to security and ensures that data is securely stored and handled. Okay. What are the disadvantages of the cloud computing? Internet connectivity. As you know, the cloud computing every day images, audio, video, etc. is stored in the cloud. Any type of data we can store in the cloud. We can access. We access this data through the cloud by using the internet connection only. If you do not have a good internet connectivity, you cannot access this data. However, we have no any other way to access data from the cloud. By using internet connection only, we can access the cloud data. Otherwise, we cannot access the cloud data. Without internet connection, we cannot access the cloud data. Vendor lock-in. This is the disadvantage. The vendor is nothing but a customer. The biggest disadvantage of the cloud computing, vendor lock. Organizations may face problem when transferring their services from one vendor to another, as different vendor provides different platforms that can cause difficulty moving from one cloud to another. Suppose the A organization stores the cloud C1 technology, the B organization stores in the cloud C2 technology. The both A and B sharing some data from one cloud to the other cloud, C1 to C2. The C1 is sharing some data to C2. It is impossible because there is a lock system for the cloud technology for every user, for every end user. Without a lock system, we cannot share the data from one cloud to the other cloud. That is a major disadvantage. Limited control. As we know, the cloud infrastructure is completely owned, managed and monitored by the service provider. Through service provider only, these infrastructure and all managed by this service provider only. So the cloud users have less control over the function and execution of services within a cloud infrastructure. Within the cloud infrastructure only, that means through service provider only, they are managing and controlling the infrastructure, they are providing the infrastructure. Each and everything is managed by the service provider. That means it is a very limited control. Security. Although the cloud provides implement the best security standards to the store important information, but before adopting the cloud technology, you should be aware that you will sending all your organization sensitive information to a third party, that a cloud computing service provider. When sending the data on the cloud, there may be a chance that your organization information is hacked by the hackers, because we are sending from one organization to the another organization from through the cloud technology, that is a third party. The hackers may hack the data. It may be a chance. You should be aware about that. Of course, the cloud giving a good security, but if any interrupt of the third party between the two organizations, the hackers may hack the data. The history of the cloud computing. Before emerging the cloud computing, there was a client server computing, which is basically a centralized storage in which all the software applications, all the data and all the controllers are resided on the server side. If a single user want to access the specific data or run a program, he or she need to connect to the server and then gain appropriate access, and then he or she can do it his her business. That means a single person access the cloud to run a program. Then after distributing the computing came into picture when all the computers are networked together and share their resources when needed. On the basis of above computing was emerged of cloud computing concepts that later implemented. At around 1961, John McCarthy suggested in a speech at MIT that computing can sold like a utility just like a water or electricity. Now we are purchasing water, now we are purchasing electricity. In the same like we are purchasing the cloud, software as service, platform as service, infrastructure as service. It was a brilliant idea, but like all the brilliant ideas, it was ahead if its time as for the next few decades, some years together later on, despite interest in the model, the technology simply was not ready for it. That is, an idea is implemented as per the real time, the technology is not implemented. But of course, the time has passed and the technology got that idea. And after a few years, we mentioned that in 1999, the Salesforce.com started a delivery of applications to users using a simple website. By using a simple website, the Salesforce.com delivering the applications. The applications were delivered to enterprises over the internet, and this way the dream of computing sold a utility were true. Yes, what are the John McCarthy idea is succeeded by the Salesforce.com. In 2002, Amazon started the Amazon Web Services, provided the services like storage, computation, and even human intelligence. However, only starting with the launch of Elastic Compute Cloud in 2006, a truly commercial service open to everybody existed. In 2009, Google Apps, Google creating wonderful technology, Gmail, Google Slides, each and everything. The Google participated like Google Apps also started to provide a cloud computing enterprise applications. Of course, all the big players are present in the cloud computing evolution. Some were earlier, some were later. In 2009, Microsoft launched the Windows Azure, and companies like Oracle and HP have all joined the game. This proves that today cloud computing has become a mainstream. This is the mainstream at present days. Okay. Regarding the coming to the cloud computing architecture, as we know, the cloud computing technology is used by both small and large organizations to store the information in a cloud and access it from anywhere at any time using the internet connection only. The cloud computing architecture is a combination of service oriented architecture and event driven architecture. The service oriented architecture and event driven architecture. Okay, two type of combinations. The cloud computing architecture is divided into the following two types: front end and back end. The diagram shows below. This is the architecture. You'll see in the diagram the front end and the back end, the client infrastructure. In between, we're having internet connection, applications, service, runtime cloud, storage, infrastructure, management, security. Each and everything we have discussed briefly from the next slide onwards. What is front end? The front end is used by the client. It contains the client side interfaces and applications that are required to access the cloud computing platforms. The front end includes the web servers, including Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, thin, fat, client, tablets, and mobile devices. Nothing but the graphical user interface, like HTML content only. The front end, we are accessing the cloud. How to access the cloud? You by using the user interface. In what way you are interacting with the cloud? by using these browsers, Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer. These browsers are supported for the cloud to access the data. These browsers supported. Backend. The backend is used by the service provider. It manages all the resources that are required to provide cloud computing services. It includes a huge amount of data storage, security mechanism, virtual machines, deploy models, servers, traffic control mechanism, etc. Huge amount of data storage, security mechanism, virtual machines. The virtual machine is nothing but the storing some data which is not visible to our naked eye. It is a virtual. Deploying models, servers, and traffic control mechanisms, etc. Components of the cloud computing architecture. There are following components of the cloud computing architecture. Client infrastructure. The client infrastructure is the front end component. It provides a wonderful graphical user interface to interact with the cloud. How to interact with the cloud with the user interface only? What are the websites we are watching? Those websites of the data also we can store in the cloud. We can access those websites with the help of browser supportability. Each and every data we can access through browser supportability also. Through web browser, through websites, we can access the cloud data. Application. The application may be any software or a platform that a client want to access. Service. The cloud services manages that which type of service you access according to the client requirement. The cloud services manages that which type of services you access according to there is a software as service, infrastructure as service, platform as service. What do you mean by software as service? It is also known as a cloud application service. Mostly SaaS applications run directly through the web browser means software as service. Software as service. Suppose you are ordering a product by using an Amazon website. You are ordering a mobile. Are you some gadgets like watch, any electrical gadgets you can purchasing through cloud. There is a website, the Amazon website. That is also one of the good example for the cloud. Software as service. Web browser means we do not require to download and install these applications. Some important example of SaaS, software as service. They are creating through cloud only. They are creating a wonderful websites like Flipkart, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, even social networking websites also they can create. Anything can do through cloud. We can provide a best software applications, software as service. Okay. Next, the platform as service. It is also known as a cloud platform as service. It is quite similar to the software as service, but the difference is that the platform as service provides a platform for the software creation. Suppose you are creating a wonderful website like Amazon or a Flipkart website. Both are e-commerce applications, both are e-commerce websites. We are creating. We have the base, we have some operating systems. Without the base operating system, we cannot create that websites. But those websites are run in particular operating system. That is nothing but Windows operating system or Linux operating system, Solaris, Fedora operating system. So many operating systems are there. But using the software as service, we can access the software over the internet without need of any platform. Example, Windows Azure, Force.com, Magento Commerce Cloud, OpenShift. These are the examples of the platform as service. For the software as service, Google Apps, Salesforce.com, Sales, Dropbox, and HubSpot, Cisco. These are the software as service of the examples. Infrastructure as service. It is also known as a cloud infrastructure service. It is responsible for managing applications data, middleware, and runtime environment. Example: Amazon Web Services, EC2, Google Compute Engines, Cisco Metapod. Okay. Infrastructure. The the company, the some X company, some don't have a proper infrastructure to maintain. There is no room, there is no facility in the company. It is a small company. He want the some more access infrastructure of the a keyboard or something, some hard disk or a monitor. Even that part also we can store, we can gather through infrastructure as service. We can use the infrastructure in the form of data we are storing in the cloud technology. That particular infrastructure, the particular storage capacity device, you can purchase the complete patent rights of the hard disk, of the huge hard disk. Imagine that is a huge, not a 250 GB hard disk. It is a huge hard disk. You can have a full rights of the hard disk. You can, because you are, they're providing infrastructure as service. You are purchasing that infrastructure as service. You are purchasing that particular hard disk more than 250 GB. You can imagine. There are some of the examples are Amazon Web Services, Google Compute Engine, Cisco Metapod. Okay. Runtime Cloud. Runtime Cloud provides the execution runtime environmental to virtual machines. Just before I said that the virtual machine we cannot see. We cannot see with our naked eye. With our own eyes, we cannot see that virtual machine. It is storing somewhere else. We can access the data, we can store the data, we can retrieve the data, we can use these services, platform as service, software as service, and infrastructure as services through internet connection only. Storage. Storage is the one of the most important components of the cloud computing. It provides a huge amount of the storage capacity in the cloud to store and manage data. Infrastructure. It provides the services on the host level and application level and network level. Host level, application level, network level. Cloud infrastructure includes the hardware and software components such as servers, storage, network devices, virtualization software, and other storage resources that are need to support the cloud computing model. Management. Management is used to manage components such as application, service, runtime cloud, storage, infrastructure, and other security issues in the backend and establish coordinate between them. Security. Security is an inbuilt backend component. For the cloud architecture, security is the inbuilt. It is already built in. It is already within the architecture. The security is already inbuilt. It is there. It is an inbuilt back-end component of a cloud computing. It implements a security mechanism in the back-end. Internet is a medium through which front-end and back-end can interact and communicate with each other. Okay. And please subscribe my channel, Jai Sri Ram Education channel. It is a wonderful channel for to learn regarding of the education, particular R programming. Now I started the cloud computing. With your great support, I can, if any doubts, please text I can clarify it. And thank you all of you.